for the viewers, real quick, I'm sorry, for those not well informed on this, no disrespect to anyone, but there's people that Poster 7. Explain what Poster 7 is.
All right, Poster 7 is rules and regulations put out by the U.S. Postal Service themselves. And in there, there's an article saying photography inside the post office is allowed except for in restricted areas, which in most people's mind, you would think that's an area of the post office that if you fell and got hurt, that their insurance would cover you and they would be liable. So in a public area, if you slipped and fell, their insurance wouldn't cover you. But if you were back where they sort the mail and slipped and fell, where technically you're not supposed to be, then you're in their work area and they could be liable. That's the main reason they don't want you in the restricted. Not that you're going to get some pictures of somebody's addresses on letters and confidential. They don't want to be held responsible for you getting hurt. But in there, basically, it says you can photograph in public areas with the exception of, the private areas where they do the work.
But as you found out, and I'm sure it's the case across hundreds and thousands of post offices across the country, you found out something interesting as a result of that audit, correct?
Correct.
You found out, like you said, they didn't have it.
They did not have it there, so I couldn't point it out. I didn't have mine on me. I now have about 100 copies I carry on me at all times.
He has a bill. Now he has a billfold full of them.
I have an attaché case.
I got grandkids pictures and Article 7.
I also have the Department of Homeland Security from 2010.
All jokes aside, all good to have. Listen to this. All good to have. All good to have. Right there.
It's nice to have everything memorized, but there's so many different little words and sayings. It's best just to have the paperwork instead of trying to.
Absolutely. That's a great tip right there.
So I had that all now, but he didn't have it. So I went outside. The cops all showed up. I explained to them what I was doing there. They, oh, okay. And even the one old cop, oh, so you're just doing auditing. Yeah, should have been done. Well, I walked around town for 2 hours and they never left. They trailed me everywhere, and they weren't being.
It's a good video. I'm actually gonna link it in the video description below. I'm going to link. Is there a name? What was the name to that video?
Bullet loses his cherry in Lyons Part 1 and 2.
Hold on, because we're gonna get to the whole name Bulletsponge Bob, like I said, because I love it. I mean, I'm not laughing. Like it's original. Everything about this guy is original. It's his style. So again, for the viewer, I'm gonna link it here, but for the viewers, again, the title:
Bullet loses his cherry in Lyons Post Office, Part 1 and 2.
Okay, Bullet loses his cherry in Lyons Post Office, Part 1 and 2. And you got to see the video, because all jokes aside, this is what I'm pretty sure you. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what you were referring to just a little bit ago about Clueless. What you see here is resources. All jokes aside, resources being wasted, completely wasted. It's just Lyons, New York, a small town in upstate New York. Multiply that by hundreds and thousands of all the videos we've seen across this great country where resources are wasted, where you see how law enforcement officers, misuse their positions. Instead of catching the rapists, the drug dealers, the killers, how they waste it. So when you guys see that, guys and girls see that video, it's just unreal. And to see at one point, I don't want to give everything away, but you mentioned it earlier, to see how at one point, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a town circle there. It's kind of like Mayberry, one of my favorite shows, Andy Griffith growing up. It's basically like, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that the one where one leaves, but then two more roll up and they're talking and they're looking, I mean,
yeah.
It's unreal. It's unreal how the resources are wasted for a guy, no offense here to reach for your phone, for a guy with a phone, with a camera. And Clueless is the best way to describe it.
Now, for the viewers, I told the viewers why I was going in there. But as far as the post office knew, I was just some old guy going in there, and they had nice artwork. It's a nice old building, and there's some history to it. And that's what I was going to go in for, was just get some history, get some pictures of the artwork and stuff that they got going in the post office. Now, to me, you got artwork. Why not take a picture of it and show your friends that can't get there? So, again, it's a totally innocuous, innocent thing that I was doing. just going in and taking pictures. And then the post office master just freaked out. Oh my God, it's a semi-automatic camera. And
Unreal. Why do you think it's important for folks to just be aware of their rights? And I don't mean only like the right to record, which, like I said, I'm very passionate about, but in general, just why should people just be aware of their rights?
well, would you go to a used car dealer and just take their word for it? No, nobody would. If you do not exercise your rights are slowly forgotten and put off to the side and thought of as old fluff from yesteryear. And if you're not exercising your rights and reminding people who should know what your rights are, then you're going to end up having to flex your rights down the road. Take care, a stitch in time will save 9. So before they're forgotten, you have to constantly, continually remind everyone, not just the police, not just the postmasters, not just the employee workers, state workers, federal workers. The people and the sheeple have to know. It used to be, we'll say in the early 1900s, everybody knew what their rights were. Everybody knew that they were Americans, basically. A lot of us are forgetting that we are Americans. And being Americans, we have a lot of rights that we asked for, that we demanded for this country to be a country. We didn't...
That's deep.
We didn't sit at a table and go, you know, that was wrong, let's change this. Yeah, all right, yes, they have changed some laws, but what I'm saying as far as the amendments and our rights, they did a real good job when they came up with the Constitution at the beginning. They knew that every person is a person, whether you're black, white, yellow, orange, male, female, transgender, it doesn't matter. Everybody has one thing, they have a brain. And that is how you should judge a person, is by what's in here, not what's out here.
That's very interesting. You know, it reminds me of something that I talk a lot about on my channel. And that's what I call, again, this is my term, fake patriotism. And what I mean is we are, more and more I see this flaunting, and that's what I'll call it, the best way, you know, of, I don't know, you see these trucks with these huge American flags, and well, that's all fine, and I'm proud to be an American. I was born in this country. Contrary to all the negative hate mail and messages that I get of, you know, calling me a spick and telling me to go back to Cuba, I was born here. I'm an American. I was actually born right here. I'm in my hometown right now as we speak. What is your take on what I call fake patriotism, where many times the same folks that are quick to flaunt the flags and I'm American and just feel the need to, you know, be over the top with their patriotism, which is fine. Be a proud American. But many times these same folks are the same ones who would try to impede me or you from exercising the very rights that our veterans died for. So again, because a lot of folks don't think deeply, and again, I'm sorry if I offend some people out there, but it's true. There's this large percentage of the population who just doesn't get it. I'm sorry, but just don't get it.